What's up, guys?
Testing audio latency.
I don't think we're testing anymore.
Yeah, I think we're out of the testing stage. Are we out of the testing stage? We're out of the testing stage. Welcome to the Digicast. What's up, guys? Hi.
Oh my.
This is the weirdest intro ever.
Welcome to the Digicast!
I loved the intonation on that.
There's so much energy here, guys. We never had this much energy when we're recording podcasts.
I am pumped. I am so pumped. I don't know why, but I just kind of I'm actually a little irritated with YouTube today, but I'm still pumped. YouTube. Well, I
said demonetization.
That honestly, that's true. That's true. But we're gonna be talking about that today. So let's kind of just start with kind of the base of what we're going to talk about. You know, everyone's talked about YouTube. It's the most meta thing to ever do on this website. And we're going to be talking about demonetization. Basically, what's been happening is that videos have been getting randomly demonetized for basically no reason. There's a new bot and it doesn't understand very well what videos are okay and which ones aren't. They aren't the algorithm's just not working very well. And we're going to talk about that. And with me, I have Jacob.
Hi, I'm on the Indie Jacob channel about games.
I have Scott. Is Scott here? I think he's alive.
Scott's here. He's drinking coffee.
Okay, Scott's drinking coffee.
You're always drinking coffee, brother. It's 7:15 your time. Just
coffee
chill.
Is the lifeblood of software developers.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
I'm probably gonna grab another Red Bull later.
Oh man. I wish I had that luxury.
So Nathaniel, let's talk about the YouTubes and what you've been going through. So this bot is a baby.
Affecting him the most.
Yeah,
it's an infant. It doesn't know what's going on, but I suspect they have some kind of machine learning magical powers going on, and as a result, everyone is just having like a toddler, like the equivalent of like, you know, there's the juice on the coffee table, and the toddler just knocks the juice over, and it doesn't care because it's a toddler.
Exactly.
And the same thing's been happening to your videos, but it's not really as funny as the toddler situation. Not that that's funny at all.
I think that's a pretty apt description just because of the fact that the yellow demonetization symbol looks like baby puke.
Yeah, well, that's true. It's puking all over everybody and everything.
That was brilliant, Scott. Oh, he's absolutely right, though. And I kind of wanted to talk about this a little bit. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, I've kind of talked about this. You know, I made a couple Twitter videos just really confused about what the heck is going on. A lot of channels have already gotten hit. Thankfully, I haven't really gotten hit that hard with this problem. But what's been happening is that random videos, some that are like, 7 years old and some that are brand new, are getting demonetized. So as an example, I had this one stream. It was a Mario Sunshine stream. It went from being fully monetized to demonetized to fully monetized to demonetized, and now it's fully monetized. It's just going back and forth and back and forth. And like just recently, I put out a video about Sonic Mania and why it's mind-blowing and why you should buy it. That video was 100% family-friendly. There was no cussing in there at all, nothing controversial in it. It got hit for no reason. And I want to know an answer for why this is happening, but I don't even think YouTube knows, and that's the crazy thing about this.
That just seems to be the worst part about all of it. I don't necessarily, I don't think it's the fact that it's happening that's making so many people mad, it's the silence. And YouTube's always been like this. I feel like they never provide you concrete reasoning for why they do anything. And it's always been frustrating.
One great thing about my network with Screenwave, shout-outs to them actually, I talked to them about this earlier today, and I've been able to get a little bit of details about these problems. So what I've been told is that just because you have a yellow dollar sign around your video doesn't mean that you're getting like 0 ads. What it could mean is that only one advertiser is deciding to not monetize on your video. So if that's the case, well, then I mean, really there's no harm done. But the thing is, you can't tell. Like there's no percentage. Like 30% of advertisers aren't on your video, or 60% or whatever. YouTube doesn't tell you that, and that's a problem.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, I was actually wondering that earlier today when we were kind of talking about what we were going to discuss, and because I just kept seeing so many people who were complaining about this, but they weren't like, I would say, detrimentally complaining or being angry. That was a horrible sentence that came out of my mouth. It just didn't seem like they were as mad as they should be, which is kind of what led me to believe, well, maybe it's just a percentage of them, or maybe they're just not getting as much money or something. I don't know. I was just kind of confused. But I mean, surprisingly, my channel hasn't. I mean, I know I'm not really big or anything, but my channel hasn't even gotten touched, and I'm not exactly, PG. So that was kind of shocking.
It's strange because this problem seemed to first affect the really large channels. Like, there was this one dude, he has like 3 million subscribers. I forgot what his channel name was, but he had 11 pages of videos, that literally hundreds of videos that all got demonetized, which is absolutely insane. I only got hit with like 5 or 6 videos, and I mean, I guess I'm going to keep getting hit for, at least a temporary amount of time for the known future, but it could have been so much worse.
You mean they all got like
to
demonetized, or this yellow thing, or is it the same thing?
Well, they got the yellow thing. That's the thing. I don't know if the videos are fully demonetized or not.
Yeah.
Like, I can look back in the analytics, but I have to wait a couple of days. And the videos that are getting hit for me anyway really don't like generate a lot of income. It's more like a lot of these videos are more or less just to keep up with the algorithm. Not so much like, what makes the most ad revenue for me. So I can't really tell if it's really making an impact or not.
What I would do is I would treat this just like a traffic light, where like if it's yellow, it's green, yellow, and red, right? So if it's yellow, I would just say like what everyone else says, which is like, that doesn't actually mean slow down. That means like move through the intersection as fast as possible, right? So I mean, I think as long as it's yellow, like, you're good, you can go.
And they're also circles, so maybe that's really what YouTube's going for.
You are really on the spot today with these analogies, dude. Holy crap. First the toddler, and now
we have him on the show.
The traffic lights. You are a genius. Can I get an amen? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I gotta contribute somehow, right? Like, I can't just sit here in silence.
The way I've always viewed this show, between the three of us, is we have Nathaniel Bandy, our leader, our voice of reason, the guy who uploads the videos. And then there's Scott, who is witty and charming. God bless him. I love him to death. He is basically, I would say, the bishop in our clan. And then there's me, the slumly court jester, who brings a lighthearted, goofy feel to the show, and really nothing more than that. So you're welcome, guys.
It all works out. It all works out.
We got a fine balance of men here.
Whatever's going on here between us men.
Well, I think getting back to YouTube though, like you said, Jacob, earlier, you said a lot of people weren't really that upset. I think that's because we're all just kind of used to this kind of crap happening. Like a few years ago, and I'm confused, so I guess I'm not that upset about it. But at the same time, it's like, you know what, everyone takes this for granted nowadays. We are very, very lucky to even be able to be YouTubers as a full-time job. This is something that nobody ever saw coming. Like, if someone told you in 15 years that you could live off the internet by, playing video games, making videos about them, nobody would believe you. But now it's a thing, so we're extremely lucky for that. And for me personally, even if this demonetization thing just gets worse and worse and worse, I don't care. I'll just get another job. It's not the end of the world. And I guess that's why I'm personally not that upset. And I think that's why a lot of other people aren't upset, because they're fully aware of, that YouTube could just die one day. And that's just how it is. That's the internet for you.
Yeah, YouTube is not stable. I mean, any job is not stable. I mean, obviously some are more stable than others, but I mean, this is not the most rock hard job in the world to have. It can die at any point in time, and I'm glad that a lot of people have some sort of backup. I understand that is kind of scary for some people, and some people do get really, I would almost even say, offended, like when you talk about that, because this is their job and this is what they're known for. But I mean, like me, I have another full-time job. I mean, this is just simply a hobby for me, so like it's not threatening to me. But if this was my full-time job, I mean, I certainly would. I'd probably be feeling what a lot of other people are feeling. Like, some people have had to stop, and that sucks. Mm-hmm. Because some people out there make awesome content, and I absolutely want to keep seeing them being supported and be able to live their dream. And I eventually would like to do this more, one day. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be solely reliant on my full-time job. I would like to lean back on this and make something off of it. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm just here for the ride. I'm interested to see what happens.
Yeah, this is still a brand new media too. I think a lot of people again don't realize just how new all of this is to everybody. Just being able to live off of ad revenue from one website, that is insanely brand new. So I don't think there's going to be anything stable like this in the future for a very long time. I doubt it's going to be YouTube that's the site where you can do this in a much more stable manner. It's probably going to be, a couple decades before things are kind of more. There's a bit. What am I trying to say? There's like a bit more of a foundation, I guess, in terms of how to do this.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, it's an entirely new medium. I mean, think about I would say what's the year 2017? Wow, I actually had to look at my watch. What was that, about 9 years ago, 10 years ago? No, probably like 6 or 7.
YouTube's been around
like
since
when the creators
2005.
program. No, I was gonna say when the creators program started.
Oh, I think that was 2007 or
or the-
2008.
Yeah. Well, what's it? Is it called the creators program, or am I thinking of Nintendo's bullshit thing?
Oh, it's just like the partner program.
The partner program, that's what I wanted to say. Yeah, that was like what, 2008, 2009 when that started. I mean, that hasn't been around for very long. It used to be like you had to work your ass off to become a partner to make anything off of here. Now it's anyone can make anything off of here as long as you upload and you're consistent, and you meet the requirements, which are very, very, very minor compared to what they used to be. I mean, I think you used to have like thousands upon thousands of subs to even be considered to be a partner to make any money off of here. So I mean, we have come a long way, and I think that's just a lot of it. It's just YouTube ironing out the issues and trying to move forward, because I mean, I'm not shocked that this is happening, because there are a lot of things out there that if I was an advertiser, hell no, I would not want my product on.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that was never really addressed. Like from the beginning, advertisers were just throwing their ads out there and they had no idea where they were going. And the fact that YouTube never really set like conditions for them, or they never really told them like, hey, this is the type of videos your ads are going to be on, is actually kind of insane. They should have done that from the very beginning, because then we wouldn't be having this problem.
Yeah. Scott, I know you're not like huge into the tube of you, but what are your thoughts?
I mean, I have a lot of thoughts, really, but yeah, I mean, I am not, I do not call myself a YouTuber. Like I'm on YouTube and such, on other people's channels mostly, but I'm not a YouTuber. But Nathaniel, like one thing I always wonder about, like your perspective on this, is that you've talked at different points in the past about how YouTube has always been a game of adapting to whatever comes at you. And in the past, I know that you've always sounded really positive about it, right? Like you've always basically said like, well, that's just how it is. Like you adapt or you die, basically. And YouTube is always going to be changing things up. That could just be what's going on here. This could just be another one of those things where in order for YouTube to survive, not only are they going to have to do algorithm changes, they're going to have to roll out a whole lot more advertiser tools and things like that. And now the biggest content creators are going to have to be making content for advertisers, which I think changes their content a bit. But I just want to know, like, what is your mindset about that? Because, are you still as positive as you were previously, as far as like, your confidence in your ability to adapt to this?
I don't think it's going to be much of an issue, because the main thing that I've really changed in my content over the years is that I've kind of gotten a lot more clean, which, I mean, it's not like, this is more of a personal choice. It's not like, I did this just because it would appease to advertisers. It was purely just like a personal choice. So I think since I do have, much more family-friendly content now, and I'm able to adapt with that kind of perspective, that really shouldn't be much of a problem. So I've already been adapting. Streaming has become a much bigger thing. I'm able to stream very frequently, putting out almost daily content. I'm not quite doing that, but I have been able to upload a lot more frequently, which is exactly what YouTube wants. So I think if you really work towards it, it really is possible to adapt. But a lot of people are very, very stubborn about that. They'll be like, nope, I can't change. I'm only going to make monthly game reviews and that's it. Unfortunately, that's just not the environment that YouTube caters to anymore, which it makes sense on their end, because YouTube is a business. They're not going to cater to, it's not to say that the videos are bad by any means, but they're not going to cater to channels that don't upload as much, because that means less views and less watch time. And that is what YouTube wants, because that means more revenue for them. So you have to. It's kind of like you have to work with them, but you don't have to like completely work with them. I guess I'm trying to say.
I was gonna ask if this is the time, because I've mentioned this idea before, but is this the time for me to go ahead and build that tool that allows you to put your video in one place and then it automatically gets uploaded to like 5 different platforms?
I mean, that would be cool if there was another place besides YouTube where you could make ad revenue. I mean, there's Twitch.
There's Vimeo.
The Vimeo is not the place for... Vimeo is for professionals. We are not professionals.
Yahoo Video.
No, there's no there literally no other platform except Twitch offers monetization on content, on creator content.
Facebook did.
Well, Facebook does, but it's
Facebook
extremely limiting. Twitter does as well, but you have to be freaking ginormous to be able to do that.
All right.
Like honestly, here's what I'm seeing in the future. The next 2 to 3 years, Twitch is going to focus more on video. Since Twitch is already doing so well with their streaming service, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. I'm going to predict it right now. By like 2020, maybe 2021, they're going to actually be competition to YouTube because they're going to expand on their video. They're going to offer monetization to everybody. They're going to have better tools than YouTube, and that's going to force YouTube to actually, improve on their service. And I am looking forward to that day because I know it's going to happen. Regardless if it's Twitch or not, I think Twitch will be the first one to be the true competitor to YouTube.
I agree. I think Twitch already is a competitor, though. Because YouTube has shifted its focus so much already just to live streaming.
In a way, they're a competitor, but Twitch is still more gaming-centric, while YouTube has a lot more than gaming. So Twitch would have to expand on more than gaming. And being able to do that, I think, is going to be kind of difficult for them because they don't want to upset, their audience right now. But I think they're going to be able to do it still.
Right.
Yeah, what I was going to say earlier is I definitely get what you were saying about being able to adapt and change and stuff. And that's something that I've personally been struggling with because I don't like live streaming at all. And I know I've talked to you guys about that. Like, I just personally don't enjoy doing it. I've been a part of some in the past and it's kind of fun, but I wouldn't do it regularly. Like, I just personally don't like doing it. So I've been struggling with that to find ways around that because obviously YouTube has been really promoting or live streams lately. So that's something I've been trying to find a way around is how to get around that. But yeah. And I mean,
you really can't. That's the problem. Like they kind of force
you just have
people
to
do
get
it.
Consistency. Like that's what it comes down to. Is like you were saying, like you have to be consistent. Like you cannot do this without uploading at least once or twice a week. Like you just can't do it. You can't grow that way, unfortunately. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, but
yeah, it's disappointing, but at the same, exactly. You just have to accept it. I mean, I already talked about this earlier. It makes perfect sense. It's more revenue for YouTube to have more content on the website.
Yeah, exactly. So now that we kind of got that out of the way, do we want to talk more about like our casual YouTube life, or what are we thinking here? Because this was kind of just a I don't even know how to describe it. Just came up out of the blue. Like we just randomly wanted to talk about YouTube stuff. What's like your process with making videos? Because I'm just curious.
My process.
How do you do things compared to how I do things? I'm just curious to know like if we're really a whole lot different or if we're really soulmates.
Oh man, I hope we're soulmates. Anyway.
You guys are definitely soulmates. Definitely.
Oh yes.
I can see
for
it.
Sure.
I can see it.
I thought you said cellmates at first, and I got a fun image in my head about that.
Oh my. That's a little disturbing. You just demonetized our video. How dare you?
I wasn't talking about anything dirty. Just I'd have fun in the cell with you.
The bot doesn't know that, Jacob.
The bot can read context. It's just that good.
Reading the context wrong. I was just saying that I think me and you in a cell would be fun together.
Let's just move on now.
I wasn't trying to make that weird or anything. I was just saying I think it'd be fun.
You made it weird. Good job.
I wasn't trying to. I'm sorry. You can just answer my question now.
Oh my gosh. So it's really hard whenever someone asks me questions like this, like how do you edit your videos or how do you make YouTube videos? I think the way that I make YouTube videos, it's really hard to like have a definitive process. But I guess what comes to mind is the first thing is that whenever I come up with an idea, I always write it down right away. Or if I have like an instinct to want to make something really badly, I'll write it down. And if I really, really want to work on something, I'll just get started on it right away. So I guess that's kind of step one, if that makes sense. I'll come up with an idea. Then step 2, I'll do some research on it, start writing scripts, stuff like that. Step 3, if I need to get gameplay footage, I'll get that. And then step 4, edit it together or upload it to Mediafire so someone else can edit it. And then step 5, thumbnail and upload. I guess if that's what I don't know if that's what you were asking for.
No,
Process.
I mean, it was just kind of a general question because, like, we do things very differently. I was just kind of
Really?
curious. Yeah, like, whenever I make something, I generally hit it, like, really, really hard. So, like, like, for instance, last night, for example, I got it in my mind. I'm working on 2 videos right now, so I got it in my mind on the second video what I wanted to do. So I immediately jumped on Google Docs, wrote up a script, got the thumbnail made, and immediately started jotting down like a bunch of different ideas. And then tonight, I mean, I've already got the gameplay footage recorded too. So that's what I do is I usually like jump on a document and write things out and just like power that in the thumbnail out, and then I'll get gameplay footage, and then I'll just record and smash that together. Then I'll take like I do all that within like 1 day, and then I'll take like 2 days and not do a single thing on it because I just want to like process it and make sure that I've done everything that I want to do for it. And then I'll like go to the editing table, and then I'll edit something for like 30 minutes, and I'll take a break, and I'll come back and edit it more, and I'll take another break. Like I usually take like 4 to 5 days of just short little bursts of editing to edit a video. But like the first process, timing the video out and making the thumbnail and all the other stuff, like I just do that all within like 1 day just to get it done. But then like actually editing the video, I just take my sweet ass time.
That's interesting because now that you mention it that way, I'm like the complete opposite. Like I can edit something for literally like 8 hours a day. That's just kind of how my brain works. I don't get tired of editing, but it takes me forever to write a script. Like, whenever I'm writing like a triggered script, I would never take, like the shortest time I've ever taken on a triggered script is like 2 days. Usually it's like 3 or 4 days. Sometimes it's even longer than that because I really, really struggle to try to make something sound like concise and make sense. I think that's my biggest problem with my content. Is that I struggle to have really good flow, and that's why I take forever to write. I think you do. I think that you do have like a lot better flow with your videos, personally, compared to what I do. So
Yeah. Jump up in the air and put a sticker on my face.
There you go.
Yeah, actually.
That's interesting, though.
While we're on the air here, I will gladly share this with everyone. Something I do, actually to help out with that, with the flow personally, is I will write like a paragraph or 2, and then I'll say it, and then if it sounds okay, fine. If not, I'll go back and I will actually add in like my speech problems to make it sound more natural. So I'll add in saying, likes and uhs, and I'll add in like ellipses, like if I want to add emphasis on something, or I'll put in like bold text if I want to like say something really bombastic and ridiculously loud or something like that. Like I type it exactly how I'm going to say it.
Yeah, I don't do that at all. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, because I found it sounds a lot more natural. Like because obviously like when you're doing voiceover work, like you have to like puff it up a little bit and make it sound a little more like genuine rather than you just reading off of a script. And I found that like actually adding in things that I naturally say, I found that works out really well. I don't ever get the thesaurus out or anything either. I always have lived by the mantra of type now, write later.
Do you guys both do like multiple takes where like in each take you're doing kind of a slightly different version of the same thing? Because I know I definitely do that.
Oh, I do so many.
I definitely, that's a really good thing to do because sometimes whenever you're doing like voiceover, you might think you say something correctly, but then you listen to it over and you're like, oh, I have no idea what I just said. Glad I got another take. So I always do like anywhere from 2 to 5 recordings of one line.
Yeah, I do a lot. I would say 75% of my video is one take, but then the last 3/4 of it are at least 3 to 4 different takes that I've just kind of spliced together. But like most of that is like one take that I do because of the way I type my scripts and documents out and stuff. But I don't know. Like I've been really trying a lot of different things out lately with script writing and stuff, and it's been really fun. Like I've been doing a lot more outlining than actually writing, a full script lately. I've been doing that with a few videos, and actually, it's helped me get videos out quicker. So like that last video I made just about the Switch being, the greatest console of all time. I just had like a Google Docs sheet with like basically 5 bullet points, and I was like, I want to hit these bullet points, and whatever filler is there, I'm just gonna leave it, and I'm gonna slap it together later on, and we'll see what happens. And it worked out okay.
I almost never do a full script unless it's on something that is like meant to be strongly reused over and over again. Like if I'm I made that Pluralsight course. On the Pluralsight course, of course, I scripted everything exactly how it was going to be said, even for like doing the demos. I'm doing walkthroughs and stuff like that. For YouTube content, though, it's always an outline, and it's always just like talking points, and then I do multiple takes of basically different versions of those talking points.
Now, I've tried that before where I would write like an outline, but I can never do it properly. Like I haven't done it very often, but there's been some like one-off videos, generally where I'm just kind of like commentating over something where I'll do that, and like it never sounds right because I always feel like I'm gonna forget something. So maybe just my outline isn't full enough, or
Yeah,
I don't know. I can just never make it sound right.
sometimes like you do forget stuff, and like I know that there's like episodes of Gamefinity I made where there were certain points that just didn't end up in the video because I either completely forgot them or the way that I recorded them when I said them just didn't fit at all. So it happens, but you're kind of like in that instance, you're kind of doing like I guess the way to think about it is you're kind of doing improv already in a sense. And so your end product is also partly improv, and you're putting out, I don't know, to me it's just it's kind of acceptable to me in a weird way, just because unless it's like an extremely important part of what you're talking about, then there's no reason to really redo it in my opinion. Like as long as the bulk of it is still there and you can still pull it off stylistically, then I think it's fine.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't think that I do it well, personally. That's why I pretty much script everything for my videos. Like sometimes I'll kind of do a little bit of impromptu off of my lines, but I don't generally do that.
I love impromptu. I love doing it. That's a lot of my videos too, is like improv stuff, which is why I feel like I take so long actually editing the video, because there's a lot of stuff that wound up in my video because I was editing it and I'm like, oh my god, I really want to stick this in here, and I'll just go record something like absolutely ridiculous, and then I'll come back and just throw it in. I'm like, yes, this is perfect.
Yeah, I think the best triggered videos, the best ones that end up coming out are the ones where I use the most impromptu, because it sounds the most natural, I think. So I think in a way, it is really, really good if you do it right, but it's not always like easy to, successfully be impromptu.
Have you guys recorded stuff like for one video and then you end up having, or not having to, but you end up choosing to put it into a different video? Because there was stuff I recorded for like a Metroid video, and I ended up putting it into like just a generic like Nintendo Switch video.
I don't think I've ever done that.
Yeah, I usually delete all of the raw assets after I make the video because I don't have that much space.
Yeah, I've reused things like as jokes, but I don't think.
Yeah.
No, I will say I think I actually have done that a couple times where I'll shoot something like on my phone and I'm like, okay, this is going to be used for like a goof in this video, and then I try it and it doesn't work, and then I end up using it for something else. But I never really, I don't think I ever actually had the intent to use it on one specific video, though. I think I was just like, I'm going to use this somewhere in a video, and then.
Or how much do we think like all of us like cut out stuff? Like out of the total time that we record, how much do we think, or is there anything like when you think of it and you think about like significant stuff that was cut? Because there was one day I went out and I recorded like a bunch of like basically like B-roll footage around Houston and stuff, and I filmed buildings and like stuff from the streets and stuff, and I was gonna use it and I never did. So is there anything that you guys?
I'd say a quarter of what I record or film or something, I don't use. Easily. Like
Yeah, same
I'd say
here.
every one of my scripts I only use 70 to 80% of what I actually write. Yeah, when you say it and put it in the video, I'm like, this is unnecessary, or it feels wrong, or wow, I went a little too far here. So I was I just chop it. But that's all about
Yeah.
timing, and that's comedy and stuff too. That's a huge part of comedy. It's like timing, knowing when to stop. That's why there's a lot of shows that I can't stand watching because they drag the skit or the joke on for too long. And I'm like, this is where you should have cut it. It would have been so much funnier if you left it here.
A lot of YouTube videos do that too, because they got to make, when you're making daily videos that are all over 10 minutes long, it's really hard to not add filter. I used to do the same thing. I added a lot of filter to a lot of my videos last year because I was so focused on gotta be over 10 minutes.
Do you mean filler or filter?
Filler, yeah.
Oh, okay. I
That's
just
what
want
I
to
meant
make
to say,
sure
filler.
because it kind of made sense in the context. So I want to make sure I was understanding you correctly.
No, but I had that problem last year. I will definitely admit that. My videos were not that great. Some of my videos were not that great last year. Some of them were all right, but no, I made the big mistake of focusing too much on watch time. Yeah, you can be successful without watch time. Like, just going back, I know I've talked about the trigger videos about 1,000 times, but those videos are only like 3 to 5 minutes long, but that's okay because people prefer the shorter length. And sure, maybe they don't perform as well as they could if they were longer. It still works out fine. Like, you do what you want. Just don't add filler. Just because.
Right. Yeah, there's only a few YouTubers I like watching extended videos on. Do you guys ever watch like The Gaming Historian?
I have a few times, I think.
Like I think his stuff is good when it's in like an extended format. However, I'm not crazy about like I really like Jim Sterling's work a lot, but I honestly feel like he should keep the Jimquisition between like 8 and 10 minutes because I feel like those are perfect. And if by some stretch of the matter he's watching this, I still love you, Jim, but you stretch your videos out some.
Yeah, there's very few content creators where I like really long videos. I like Angry Joe's reviews. I love when those things are like 30, 40 minutes because it's going to be great. Like, you just know, oh yeah, 30, 40 minutes of an angry review is going to be awesome.
Now going back to Jim, like I love his gameplay videos that are really long. I can just sit and like cuddle up with a blanket and like some hot tea and watch that shit until like the cows come home. But like the Jimquisition, I feel like is perfect at like 10 minutes. It's like perfect at that length.
How many digicasts do we think have been recorded and then never saw the light of day? Because we've done, I don't know, I think maybe 5 now that just never got released and also didn't even get edited, I think.
I thought we only had like 2.
Yeah, I know.
That never got edited.
There was 2 on my channel, but there were like 3 on your channel at the beginning where we recorded it and it just didn't sound right.
Well, there was the one with Carl. I remember that one.
Yeah. Oh, that one was so good too, but the audio was
a good one.
Bad. It was so great.
Jacked. I was like, I can't put this on my channel. Like, I just can't. All right. Well, that was fun. Interesting little digicast.
That was very different. I guess we'll go ahead and wrap things up here. If you guys are all right with that. Are you all right with that?
I'm absolutely okay with that.
Okay, good. So make sure to check out Indie Jacob. He's got a YouTube channel. It's really, really great. Links in the description. Also, go to ageofnomads.com. Scott Lee's making a video game. Well, he's not. Age of Nomads is still in development, but it's slowed down a little bit. Anyway. Make sure to like and subscribe, too, if you enjoyed this. And leave a comment. Okay, you know what? Here's what we're going to do for the comments. I want you to write the word elephant. Just elephant, okay? And I want you to do that with no context. Do that with no context. Because only 5% of you are going to listen to this whole thing, and I want people to be confused in the comments. Okay, that's what we're going to do. All right, end card.
I love elephants.
Don't forget to smash the thumb up.
Smash it! Ooh. Click the cards. Just do it.
No, smash them.
Smash them.
Smash.
Smash.
Smash the
Settle
cards.
it and
Smashing. Smash.